We have some intriguing storylines involving the second seeds in each conference. In the West, it's the Lakers, who, besides being the object of Tony's fascination, have won 6 straight and are just percentage points ahead of the Nuggets. In the East, the defending champion Celtics beat the Nuggets yesterday, but blew a 22-point lead against conference-leading Cleveland on Friday night. Tony, which second seed right now impresses you more?
Okay, the Boston Celtics are the defending NBA champions. They went through the playoffs last year, 16 wins, 3 losses. I mean, they know how to win because they've actually won. These Cleveland Cavaliers haven't won anything. They haven't gotten to the conference finals at this point. You know, the Celtics are a wonderful team, but as you are correctly predicting, I am smitten with the Lakers at the moment. They have won 11 straight games over teams with a 500 or better record. Now, I know they're small, Mike, and I worry they're going to get ground up, you know, against a big team.
Yeah.
But they've got, at the moment, they've got Luka Doncic and LeBron James. And let me say that again if people miss it. They've got Luka Doncic and LeBron James. And they're doing something that they haven't done, and Luka's never done, which is play defense. And I believe against the Clippers the other night, they went 7.5 minutes at the end of the second quarter, didn't give up a point. So I'm going to use a sentence now that I didn't think I would ever say. I never believed I had any reason to say it. But J.J. Redick has made over the entire face of the Los Angeles Lakers to his credit and their credit.
And he had to do it again. He did it in the first half, then he gets Luka and loses his best defensive player, Anthony Davis, and loses Max Christie, who we see has value, and he's done it on the fly like a hockey change. And so, yes, a really standing ovation instead of golf clap for J.J. Redick and everybody cooperating with him. But Tony, I'm not going to say it's the Lakers because the Celtics are defending champs. So you know, I came into this season and you like to give me a little jab every now and then because I said nobody's repeating. And I'm going to stick with that, Tone.
Right. I know you said that.
Because Denver is a team that's only once removed in case they climb to the second spot. And obviously the Lakers are now in the second spot. I think there are enough challengers there to make life a little rough for Boston. Cleveland, that's the question. And you're right about that, Tone. But I'm going to tell you, here's one thing real quickly. Nobody plays big anymore. Hardly anybody. Cleveland plays big, but they don't face the Lakers. The Lakers, their ability to scramble and cover and just intelligently play defense, that might make up for the lack of size. And their backcourt is big.
Maybe.
They don't have any lack of size in the backcourt, the Lakers, so.
No. And as they say in hockey, they're on a heater. I don't think they're as good as the Celtics, but they're on a heater right now. And it's great. It's great to watch. We'd like to end this segment on a boxing story like we used to do in the old days. There was a controversial bout on Saturday. Tank Davis was fighting Lamont Roach. In the 9th round, Davis briefly took a knee because he had gotten his hair done 2 days before, and some goop from his hair got into his eyes, and he couldn't see. So he took a knee. But it wasn't ruled a knockdown, and the fight ended as a majority draw, which allowed Davis to retain his WBA lightweight title. Wilbon, is this a fair outcome?
I don't care about the outcome. There's no fair outcome halftime in boxing. Anyway, I don't care. This is such a great story. I know when you first heard this, you thought, oh my God, we miss boxing. We do miss boxing. Now you called it goop. Let me tell you what it was from the late 70s, certainly early 80s, until, I don't know, COVID. It's Jerry curl, bro. That's what it is.
Okay.
Thanks to my friend, dear friend, family friend, the Gardners, and specifically Tracy Gardner, for inventing Jerry curl on the south side of Chicago. Thank you very much. The Jerry curl would get in your eyes. This is the subject of jokes, of memes, of videos for a couple of decades. Jerry curl jokes. It warms my heart. Now, he's not wearing a Jerry curl. Jerry curls have gone. Anybody 30 years old doesn't even know what I'm talking about. But if you're older than that, you had some Jerry curl juice get in your eye at some point. Maybe you were trying to, say something nice to a young lady, whatever you were trying to do. This is so great that curl activator in your eyes is back. I love it.
Yeah. So, I don't really know what we're talking about here in this sense. It's not the other guy's fault that this guy got his hair done and stuff fell into his eyes. This is like Rudy Giuliani with the hair dye. It's his hair dye. It's his problem. It's not the other guy's problem. He went down on one knee. There's no timeout in boxing. You go down on one knee, the ref has to come over and give you an 8. Got to give you an 8.
Yes.
Right. Now, this famously happened. The same sort of thing famously happened in the first Clay Liston bout. Okay, somewhere around the 4th or the 5th round, Clay was blinded. He couldn't see. Both Clay and Angelo Dundee believed that Liston's corner put some stuff on the glove and stuck it in his eye. Okay, but Angelo said, you got to go out there. You got to run for a while until you can see. You can't stay here. Because Clay wanted to stop in the corner right there, and the referee was coming over. And Angie pushed him into the middle of the ring and said, run. And what happened? It cleared by the 6th, and he won the fight. He won the fight. It's sort of, sort of kind of similar.
This is so great. And, of course, his name then in that fight was Cassius Clay. You sound like you're in the 60s and you're Howard Cosell. And then Clay comes out and says about a month later, what's my name, Howard? What's my name?
Right.
It's
I'm Muhammad Ali.
We need more boxing. We do. We don't need MMA. Stinks. No science.
Meeting the masses in mail time. What's first? I go to my glasses. These are the new glasses. But I think tomorrow I'm going to wear the other new glasses.
Okay.
These are last week's new ones. I'm going to get another one. Here we go. Bigger women's hoops headline. Number 1, Texas being seeded number 2 in the SEC tournament based on a coin flip, or number 4, USC beating number 2, UCLA again.
Well, you know where I was Saturday afternoon in LA courtside.
That's
for
right.
UCLA, USC. Thinking that, okay, UCLA is going to get a revenge game here after having lost a narrow decision at Southern Cal a couple of weeks ago at USC. And they couldn't get it because Juju, my goodness, she came out on fire. Tony, you know how a great player says, okay, I know I'm going to meet fire when I come out of here. I'm on the road. I'm at UCLA. I'm at the court made famous, the building made famous by John Wooden. I mean, there's Mike Warren and Marcus Johnson in attendance among many others. And you're playing under the banners and it's UCLA. And I was totally in awe. Been a long time since I've been there. Reggie and Cheryl Miller at courtside. And Juju said, have some of this. Have some of this 20 in the first half. And they couldn't counter her. They made a nice comeback, but that's the story. A coin flip. Coin flips happen all the time. You don't get 2 teams in the top 5 locally, both local teams who can go at each other, who can both win a national championship. And, you know, I went to support Kiki Rice. Largely, they couldn't win. Maybe they'll meet again in the Big Ten tournament. Maybe.
This is an unbelievable amount of name dropping that you just did.
Good.
I stand in awe of the name.
Good.
I am awed. I'm not going to deal with that game because you went to that game. I find the other story to be fun in this regard. Texas is the number 1 team in the country, and they're not the number 1 team in their own conference because of this coin flip. Now, I understand it. Both Texas and South Carolina were 15-1 in the conference, and they split the games between them, and they have to come to a decision, so they go to a coin flip. But my point is, Mike, the NFL, for example, you don't get to the coin flip till number 10. Like, you got to have something like the point differential or like most points scored or most points given up. You can't have the coin flip as the third option, Mike. Can't have it.
No.
Crazy.
No. I totally agree with you. It was just sort of lazy. Let's flip a coin.
Bigger men's hoops headline. Tennessee's buzzer beater versus Alabama, or St. John's clinching its first outright Big East regular season title since, 1985.
All right, we're going to have the same answer. So I'm just going to say the answer to the question for me is St. John's. And I know it is for you. I'm going to leave that for you. Briefly, I'll talk about Tennessee getting the ball back when the game is now, Tony. It's unbelievable how much they practice these shots. The game was tied. They go to the logo, they practice these shots before the game. You get there 2 hours early, and everybody over 8 years old is going to a logo and shooting a basketball. And Tennessee made it work, and it may matter because it may determine, may help determine the number 1 seed in the tournament. But I know we think it's St. John's.
It's a hard one. Well, I do, but this is a hard one for me, and I'll explain it. I grew up 10 or 12 miles from St. John's as a kid, and throughout my career as a sports writer, I followed St. John's carefully. I can't believe, Mike, that's their first outright title since 1985. I cannot believe
40.
It's 40 years.
40 years.
But if you ask me, I was rolling around the dial, and I landed on Alabama, Tennessee with about 4 minutes to go. And Alabama had been up, I later found out, throughout the entire game. And now you get to this point. It's at Tennessee. You get to this point where there's like 3.5 seconds to go. And Alabama's going to inbound right under the Tennessee basket. They're going to have a shot to win. They have a shot to win. And a 5-second violation. It's an unbelievable call. And then Tennessee inbounds the ball. The guy takes 3 dribbles, maybe launches a shot, saying, boom, they win the game. He wasn't guarded. What? He wasn't guarded.
Well, I was just glad you got to guard him, but I was just glad it didn't end on something like free throws from a bogus call, you know, on the inbounds play.
No.
It ended in such thrilling fashion. Thrilling.
Hello, xin chào tất cả mọi người. Hôm nay mình sẽ hướng dẫn mọi người làm một chú cá màu xanh nha. Mọi người cùng bắt tay vào làm với mình nha. Đây là tất cả những dụng cụ mình đã chuẩn bị để mình làm nhé mọi người. Mọi người cùng bắt tay vào làm với mình nha. Đầu tiên là mình sẽ gấp chéo lại nha.